is a Rogue Media Network production.
Welcome back to the show. Today's guest brings the ancient world to life in quite a unique way. I'm delighted to have Dr. Jerolyn Morrison here with us today. She's an art historian, archaeologist, a potter who teaches at Baylor University. And it's lovely to have you here because of your expertise in Greece and with a, I can't even pronounce your field of study that you've written books on. That tells you how much I know about what we're going to talk about. So I'm delighted to learn more from you today.
Well,
Dr. Morrison, thanks for being with us
well,
today.
thank you so much, Ian. It is lovely to be here, and any opportunity to talk about the Minoan culture, to talk about Greece is really, it's quite an honor and most certainly a privilege for me. So I really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, first of all, I want to talk about your colleague,
Mhm.
Dr. Heidi Hornick
Yes,
Parsons. I mean, longtime friend of mine, and
yes,
she's also in the
hmm
art history department. Is she chair of the
yes,
department?
ma'am. She's
She's
been
chair.
chair. Yes,
She's chair of the department
hmm
and just won some wonderful accolades
yeah,
recently.
absolutely. Yeah.
So proud of her. And you were telling me that you've known her a long time as well. And now she was a mentor, and now
Yes.
you're able to work with her at
Yeah,
Baylor.
absolutely. She is wonderful. I adore Heidi, and Dr. Hornick has been a very pivotal person in my life,
Yeah.
and so it's fabulous. Even as a student, I was working with her, and she was a mentor to me. And I think we were talking earlier about how she and Jennifer Moody, Dr. Moody, they were two individuals in my life that early in my career as a student helped me make some wonderful choices going forward, and then now as an adult, having that mentorship and that friendship has just been very important and very guiding in my life. And so having strong women in my life like Dr. Hornick and Dr. Moody has just been really remarkable. It's really, really key, I think to my success and to who I am. So I appreciate that.
Well, let's talk about where you came from
Yes.
and how you got into this
hmm
field of study. I mean, I understand you were a Bachelor of Fine Arts student
Correct.
in pottery,
Yes,
right? At first. So
that's
tell
right.
me how all this the ancient Greece got involved.
Yeah, well, that's a good question, and sometimes when you're in the educational process of being a student and just exploring,
Hmm.
you really do go where the spirit moves you and where you find your creative process taking you. And I am a very curious person, and I think I was very interested in working with my hands and in pottery and how you work with the earth and how you make objects of every day was very interesting to me. And so, excuse me. And so, Paul McCoy was my professor at Baylor. And
Hmm.
then, of course, Dr. Hornick was my professor with art history. And so that combination was really quite remarkable to have as a budding Baylor student. And so, understanding how the ancient world worked, both in the the more academic sense with art history and then the functionality of making pots, to me that worked really great because I
Hmm.
always believe in demonstration, right? And so pots were just wonderful. They were all about people, what you can do with them. And then after Baylor, I went to Penland School of Crafts and I stayed there on top of the mountains in North Carolina for about 4 years.
Did you really?
Yes, ma'am. And
Yeah.
after a while, I decided,
And that's where you did the pottery.
yes, ma'am,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you get the opportunity to explore all sorts of crafts. So like
Hmm.
weaving and blacksmithing and glass making, paper making, and you really get into working with your body and working with your mind and your hands. And after a while, I started thinking about, well, what did other people do? And different times and different places. And so I decided to study that
Hmm.
and to go back into academic life and in school and think about anthropology and art history and archaeology, and so Jenny Moody stepped in, and I went with her to Greece. And
Okay, so you
yeah,
you you got bit by the Greek bug.
I did, absolutely.
And so you've been many times, I understand,
Yes, ma'am.
to
Since
Greece.
1997, I've
Hmm.
been spending a considerable amount of time on the island of Crete.
Crete
Yes,
is
ma'am.
where, okay.
Hmm.
So you have some wonderful examples
Hmm.
here that I want to, are these are replicas, I take it. And
Yes.
I love going to museums
Yeah.
and to see even a fragment of a bowl. That's just
Hmm.
fascinating to me when you think how old it is,
Hmm.
and as you say, those people had to eat too.
That's right.
They were figuring out how to cook. And
Yeah.
in fact, this pot here you say is something that would be cooked in.
That's correct. Yes. So the topic I was very interested in, and for a very long time, in the scholarship, people were interested, of course, in like um, how did um, how did empires grow, commerce and shipping, trade, of course. Basically, how did the Bronze Age grow these huge kingdoms? That we read about in the Old Testament, of course.
Hmm.
Um, but then beyond that,